Hello friends, I welcome all of you again to joining me in this session which is GST Tax deducted at source. Basically it will talks about what are the applicability, what are the provisions and regulatory compliance to be fulfilled by the deductor as well as the deductee to claim the TDS or to pay the TDS to the government as well. So the topic is very short, without wasting any time, let's start it. Friends, today topics are divided into four categories. First, it is a talk we talk about the we will discuss about the introduction of the GST tax deducted at source, in which we will discuss who are the deductor, who are the deductee, what are the rate of TDS, and what is the date when is effective from. Applicability to deduct TDS on supply, in which we will discuss about what are those conditions under which it is mandatory to the deductor to deduct the TDS. Then person liable to deduct tax means who are the person which are liable to deduct the TDS. We will discuss in this topic. And regulatory compliance for TDS, basically we will discuss about the what are the returns, what are the time to pay the tax TDS to the government, and how can we claim the TDS in the respect of supplier. So these things we will discuss today. So let's start. Topic number 1, introduction, tax deducted at source. So first of all, we have to understand what is the TDS. So TDS is the tax which is deducted by the recipient of supply of goods or the services when it made payment to the supplier or it credited such amount in his books, whichever is earlier. Number 1. In that case, who are the recipient? Recipient basically is our customer to whom we are providing our services or supplying our goods. Okay. Second thing, tax is computed on the net value. Here the net value is whatever the total value of your contract, in out of which you have to exclude the GST act. It may be IGST, it may be SGST, CGST, SGST, CGST and UTCGST. Here it needs to keep in mind I am talking about the contract value. Suppose the contract value is 10 lakh, but your invoice value, one invoice value is 1,25,000. In that case, you have to deduct the TDS, because in TDS we have to consider the total contract value, not invoice value. Okay, TDS concept is notified by the government 1st of October 2018, and it is mandatory for the person who is liable to deduct TDS. He has to take the separate registration number in addition to the GST registration number he has in normal cases. Okay, the customer who is deducting it is known as the deductor, and the supplier of services or a goods is known as deductee. Okay, that's second. Then the rate of TDS, if a person who is supply goods to other state, one state to another state, in that case the customer who sitting in the other state shall be deducted the TDS at the rate 2% on the net value. If it is within supply made within the state, in that case 1% CGST and 1% SGST shall be deducted. Okay, last thing I would like to discuss, that TDS shall be deducted only from the taxable supplies. It means if a person who is supplied taxable supply as well as the exempted supply, so in that case we have to deduct TDS only on taxable supply. That's it. So this is our topic number 1. Topic number 2, applicability to deduct TDS on supply. So as I told you earlier that the date notified TDS provision has been notified in 1st of October 2018. So in that case, if suppose TDS provision will be applied if advances are paid to the supplier on or after 1st of October 2018, or a tax invoice is issued on or after 1st October 2018. This thing we have to keep in mind, that we have TDS provision shall be applied. Okay, then TDS provision will be applied where the total value of such supply under a contract is more than 2,50,000 rupees. One of the most important provision. Okay, in that case 2,50,000 does not include the GST, whatever the GST, IGST, SGST, UGST, whatever it is, we have to exclude this. Then no, if we are supplying services, we are receiving the services from the unregistered supplier, in that case we will not deduct the TDS. Okay. Then there are few scenarios in which TDS provision shall not be applied or TDS shall not be deducted. What are those cases? First case is that the total value of taxable supply is less than 2,50,000 per contract. Okay. If contract value, also suppose if contract value is more than 2,50,000 and it includes both taxable supply as well as exempted supply, and in which taxable supply is less than 2,50,000 rupees, so TDS provision will not be applicable. Okay. Then if we are receiving, if supplier supplying exempt services to the recipient, in that case TDS provision will not apply. Supplier supply exempted goods to the recipient, in that case it is not applied. Okay. Goods which are come under the category of non-GST like diesel, petrol, alcohol for human consumption, in that case it is also not applicable. Where supplier had issued an invoice for any sales of goods in respect of which tax was required to be deducted at source under any VAT law before 1st of July 2017, in that case it is also not apply. Second case, all activity or transactions which is defined under schedule 3, it is also not applicable in that case. Supply of goods or services under reverse charge mechanism, in which the recipient has to pay the GST on the behalf of the supplier, in that case TDS provision also not applicable. Okay. Where any payment related to cess like GST compensation cess, so no, this TDS provision is not applicable on it. When the payments relate to a tax invoice which has been issued before 1st of October 2018, in that case it is also not applicable. Any advances paid before 1st of October 2018, in that case also it is not applicable. Okay. Or where the location of supplier or place of supply is in the state which is different from the state where director is registered, in that case it is also not applicable. So this is our topic number 2. Topic number 3. Now here we will discuss who are the person liable to deduct TDS. So basically normal person has been excluded in this category. If you see in the front of the slide, you can see mostly the department or establishment of the central government or state government, local authorities, government agencies, notified person or category of person which are defined in subclause like authority, board or any other body which is set up through the act of parliament like CWA, CS, established by the government by acquiring 51, or means any establishment or any authority, body or any other body who is established by the government by acquiring 51% of share, okay, or acquiring control on the carry out the normal functions, in that case it shall be liable to deduct. Society which is established by the central government, state government or local authority under the Society Registration Act 1860, in that case it is also applicable. And then public sector undertaking. So these are the person who, if they are receiving any supply more than 2,50,000 rupees, in that case they are liable to deduct the tax from the supplier. Topic number 4, regulatory compliance for TDS. So deductor shall deposit the tax deducted by it to the government within 10 days from the end of the month. Okay. And the deductor shall submit such detail of the amount deducted during the month within 10 days from the end of that month, and such detail shall be provided in GSTR 7A within 10 days, and the details submitted by the deductor shall be shown to the deductee in GSTR 7A, and by which he can accept in that figure if it is agree with that, by accepting that figure which I shown in my earlier videos. Okay. Claim amount of TDS shall become the part of the electronic cash ledger once he accept the claim shown into the GST 7A. If the supplier accept that, it will become the part, it will directly credit to the cash ledger. So guys, this is our topic number 4. Certificates. Yes, TDS certificate is in the form of GST 7. It will not be issued like we receive form 16, form 60 and income tax. It will available on common portal once the submission made by the deductor and TDS paid by the deductor, after that we can claim the TDS. By receiving the TDS certificate, it is not possible to claim the TDS. Okay guys, so this is our topic number 4. So friend, this was all about the GST tax deducted at source topic. I hope you enjoyed the session. The video is very short, as I told you earlier, and we will meet again with a more interesting video. Till then, keep safe and have a nice day. Good night. Bye bye.